referee. 96-88 is the final in double overtime. 24 for Alfonso Plummer, 16 for Trent Frazier, 10 points for Kofi Coburn, his first non-double-double here in the last several games in a row. 20 points for Andre Curbelo, his first game action, and not just game action, but in the heat of the game.
Yes.
He was in there hitting shot after shot. He had 20 points, 6 rebounds while he was out there. 3 points for Luke Goody in about 5 minutes. Verdonk played 20 minutes in this game, and all of the double overtime and most of the overtime when Kofi fouled out. Kofi was in foul trouble. He got his fourth early in the second half. 8 points for Jacob Grandison, including a late three. Again, 10 for Coburn, 16 Frazier, 24 Plummer, 20 for Curbelo, and 3 for Goody, 4 for Bosman's Verdonk with 4 rebounds. Headline in the local newspaper in the News Gazette: instant press flash. Despite valiant comeback, Illini fall to Boilermakers in instant classic. Bummer is the headline. The Boilermakers get a big game from Zach Edey with 20. 19 for Ivy, 13 of those at the foul line. 22 for Stefanovic. Man, did he hit some big shots. 11 for Hunter, a lot of those in the overtime periods. And 14 for Travion Williams with 5 assists, including 2 beautiful assists to Hunter for baskets that just kept Illinois far enough away.
It was, and I mean, and we knew that Travion had that skill level. He's an excellent passer, excellent player, and when you turn your head to watch the ball, which happened a couple of times, and that's how we got beat. You know, you turn and look at the ball, and now your guy cuts back door, and he's good enough to be able to find guys, and he did that tonight.
96-88 the final. Purdue in double overtime. Boilermakers improved to 15-2, 4-2 in the Big Ten. They tightened the race up a little bit. The Illini now 6-1 in Big Ten play, 13-4 overall. We'll take a break. More to come on our post-game highlights recap with Brad Underwood, all straight ahead on the Busey Bank Illini Sports Network from Learfield.
The roar of the crowd? Yeah, we missed it too. But no matter what the last year has thrown your way, you've continued to support your team. And Health Alliance has continued to support you. When you become a member, you get a health plan made with you in mind. Access to doctors you trust, perks you deserve, and customer service reps always ready to help. So go ahead and cheer. Health Alliance plans are made for Illini fans like you. Learn more at healthalliance.org.
There's no question that yield is at the core of everything we do at Stein. Stein corn has the highest yielding genetic.
We do a sound check. Do you guys do that already? White balance. You guys good? All right. Coach Painter will be here in a moment. Then we'll follow with the Illinois players and Coach Underwood. Everybody good? Yeah. Are you the only mic holder? Okay. Take what you need. Yeah, me too. You got them?
Their biggest lead was 13 late at the end of the first half. They used a 17-0 run to counterpunch an Illinois 10-0 run. And it was 17-2 run at the end of the half overall. And the Illini big man Kofi Coburn was in foul trouble. He got 2 in the first half. He got 2 in the first 3 to 4 minutes of the second half and sat most of the rest of the second half. And at the end of regulation, he entered the game again.
Counter over there.
And then he fouled out in the first overtime. Bosman's Verdonk had to battle in there with Edey and with Travion Williams. And Travion Williams made a huge difference. 2 big assists late to Eric Hunter, who hit a couple of layups. And the Boilermakers able to stave off the Illini 96-88. The Illini missed 3 free throws there near the end. They had been, 12 out of 12 in the ball game, and then they wound up missing some at the very end. They missed 3 at the very end to finish 12 out of 15, which in most cases is pretty good, but the 3 when they missed them were huge. And Purdue points in the paint. They won 42-26. They had the Illini big man in trouble all night with fouls. Second chance points were pretty close. Turnovers were pretty even, both under 10 for the game. And again, the Illini led by Alfonso Plummer. He had 6 threes in this game. He had 24, 16 for Trent Frazier, 10 for Kofi Coburn. His double-double streak ends. He had done it 9 in a row and 11 times this year, but again, not really able to play much more than 20 minutes, 22 minutes total. And the Illini lose for the first time since they lost to Arizona back in December the 11th, just over a month ago, 83-79 in that game. They lose to Purdue here. Next up, a trip to Maryland, and then Michigan State in here coming up in a week at 6 o'clock. Final score, Purdue in double overtime, 96-88. A fight to the finish, but unfortunately a win for the Boilermakers. And we'll come back with more after this on the Busey Bank Illini Sports.
Okay, we've got Coach Painter in the room. Hi, Matt. We'll take an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll open up for questions. We got mics on each side of the room. When you have a question, please raise your hand, and we'll get a mic to you.
Obviously, pleased with our guys' ability to make some free throws down the stretch. Obviously, this game could have went either way, and I thought we did a good job starting the game of just establishing the inside presence with Zach Edey, and really wanted to go to him and go to Travion as much as we could. We're that way anyway, so it doesn't really matter who we play. Very similar to Illinois. I think Illinois and Purdue have a lot of similarities in terms. They probably have more overall team quickness than we do. But their ability to make threes, our ability to make threes, you have a low post presence. And like I said, this game could have went either way, but it's very hard to defend teams that have that kind of a player to go along with skill. Obviously, we were fortunate he got in foul trouble, so we played half the game without him, and that obviously was to our advantage. But I thought the guys that came in that spelled him, especially 13, I thought he really played hard. Man, that dude, he battled, and but that's what you take. It's going to be somebody that has to come off the bench and and help you win. I thought our guys did some really good things, but I think we have a lot of similarities with Illinois. They're going to be a really hard out in our league, and they're going to be really tough to beat in the NCAA tournament.
Chris?
Payne, what does it say about your team to be able to come back from not only giving up a double-digit lead in the second half, but to keep doing it in the first overtime, the second overtime? And what can a win like this do for you guys?
I think both teams showed a lot of poise. I think this win just gives you confidence that you can go into a hornet's nest and be up against it a couple times and find a way to make a play or get a stop or get a rebound or make your free throws like we did at the end. But our guys hung in there. We had a lot of contributions from our team. It was, we tried to play 10. It wasn't, the game got small real quick. And when it did, we didn't go as big. That's why Caleb first didn't play as much. We stayed smaller. But just the ability to be different at times, to be bigger, be smaller, be able to play a couple different ways. We're still just an average defensive team. I think you guys would all agree with that. But we got to get better in those areas. And but we were able to hang in there and be able to pull it out. We've had a couple games where we haven't done that. So I think this is good for our guys' confidence.
We'll go with Paul, and then we'll go here.
Andre Curbelo has been out for a couple months, and obviously maybe didn't have the chance to
stayed out. Jiminy. You jumping rope the whole time? Jeez.
So obviously, not expecting and not game planning as you would.
Right.
So what were the adjustments like?
Yeah, they're in-game adjustments. So it was something we didn't talk about. Like we discussed him and how good he was and how good of a passer he is. But he made some tough shots. I mean, the running one, the floaters and the off of one leg and he got stuck a couple times and made plays. A lot of times you get stuck. That's, it's the definition of it, like something bad's getting ready to happen. He got stuck a couple times and made a couple incredible shots for them. But no, he's a great player. Just anytime you can have guys that can shoot the way Frazier and Plummer can shoot, and then, and they can break you down with their quickness. Now you throw another guy in there that's quickness. Not a lot of people have three perimeter guys that can guard those guys and match up. It puts us in a real bind. But yeah, it was something that we just kind of talking about going, we were trying to switch some at the end when he got deep, and we didn't do a very good job of it. Then a couple times our five didn't contest him when he shot the ball. But I think that's, even though I know it stinks when you lose a game, but I think it's a positive for Illinois that they're getting him back and you're getting stronger in the middle of January.
Very left.
Was there something Illinois was doing defensively that opened up those dives for Eric and Travion?
They don't switch. We tried something earlier that we got a layup on last year, and Frazier sniffed it out. And we had a layup, and he did a good job of seeing it. But then there was a slip play for us and then Sasha got a three out of it. So I guess three's better than two. It's kind of like their guy passes up on a layup and gets a three. It's like it's crazy how the game is now. And but no, we were just trying to back screen some when the ball went inside and just force those guys, because a lot of times the biggest guy you want to bring, for the most part, the biggest guy on the court to double. You got guys like Kofi and Zach Edey. You bring one of your guards, they just look over you. So it's not that big. It's a trap, it's a double, but they still can make that play. And so they weren't doing that, and they weren't double, and they were just coming at it. And we just thought if they weren't going to switch it, that we could just back screen and get it. They missed, Travion and Zach missed 2 or 3 layups in the first half. And then at the end, Travion found him on the one. The other one was just a cut off a post feed. But yeah, we want to be able to do that. So if those guys are constantly taking the dive and they take all that away, it just allows you to be one-on-one. And so we just take what the defense gives us on that action.
Mike?
Matt, did you want to get Sasha going there in that second overtime, or is it just the way the offense kind of
just the way it went? Yeah, you can run stuff for him. And but like if Trent Frazier's just draped all over him, like what do you do if you don't have a shot? Then you get stuck. It's like the one overtime. It was a horrendous play call by me, but now you're a little stuck then. So now you're trying to get him something. You're trying to get it going. Now if he can't feed the post, he can't shoot a three. You end up with a helicopter shot. So you're just stuck. And so, but Trent Frazier's he's a good player. He makes it hard. He makes it really, really hard. So. His ability to know what's going on Like if you're there, like, and you pay attention, like some guys they're just kind of half-assed doing what the coach tells them to do at times, and you're just, I got a couple of them, and you're just like, they just kind of go through the motions, like, but the guys that just, he's played college basketball for a long time, he should know, but like he knows everything that's going on there. We run more plays than the Cowboys, and he knows everything that's going on out there. It's pretty impressive. I think he's got a bright future.
Very good.
I know you're not where you want to be defensively quite yet, but that 6-minute and 50-second stretch there at the end of the first half, was that kind of this team's potential?
Yeah, but I also think they helped us a little bit. I think when you get into sometimes some ruts, sometimes it's the defense, sometimes it's you, sometimes it's a combination. But no, we played much better in that stretch. If we could have hit a couple threes in that stretch and tried to get the lead out even more, we had some really good looks that didn't go down at that time. But yeah, we played much better defensively in that time. But it's still, when you put ultimate size and quickness against us, it's still a chore. But I think it's a chore for a lot of people.
Good, Mike.
Just how Zach played under composure, played under control, didn't seem to rush things when he got the ball down low, and kind of let his moves speak for himself. I mean, just how big of a step was that for him tonight?
Well, he should have been more comfortable than everybody else. He's a hockey player, and it was a hockey game. So it was like, they fouled every play. We probably fouled every play. Obviously, you look at it from your perspective, but I thought he handled it well. Sometimes he getting into that second dribble for him. That's hard. Try to get a good enough position where you don't need more than a dribble or no dribbles at all. But no, I thought he embraced the physicality of the game. He didn't turn the ball over, which is great. And he was ready to play. And that's the whole thing. If you can go and establish, your big men and really get them in a bind, it really helps out everything.
Jeremy?
Matt, outside of Edie just being such a large human, what did you guys do to bother Kofi into one of his poor performances?
No, I think his fouls were more kind of situational. A couple of them were drives, kind of you get clipped. Those are kind of tough ones to get things called on you. You want to be able to get your money's worth. If they're going to put you on the bench for fouls, you want them to be able to count. But no, we wanted to go at him, and we have two guys. We have two high-level, all-conference guys. They have one. It's not anything against those other guys, but they're not going to play very much because of Kofi, because he's so good. Well, we timeshare, and now just trying to keep those guys fresh and just to keep going at him and just make it hard on him. He's going to make it hard on you, right? It's impossible. Like, you can sit there. So one thing that they can do and we can do, like, a lot of times you don't have somebody in your practice like that. Well, even though they're not like Kofi Coburn, Zach Edey's still hard for us to deal with. So like when he gets stuck and he gets too deep, like our rules are different in practice against Zach than anybody else. And that's what you have to do with him. That's why when the ball gets deep, you're in trouble, because now when you come in and protect the paint and protect him, now they get those spray out threes. And when Illinois is getting both of those, that's when you're in trouble.
Left.
It seems to me like these have been Eric's two best games of the season back-to-back here. What has kind of clicked with him lately?
Well, I've always talked about it. Like he's played, a lot of minutes, but tonight's the most minutes, and it's hard to be, sometimes consistent when you get inconsistent minutes. That's always been kind of my theory, with guys. And when you don't play as much, or you're playing in a different situation coming off the bench, it's different for you, and it's probably a little bit harder for you. But I thought he did a good job defensively. He made his free throws at the end. Only has one turnover, and he redeemed himself on that and got Sasha a three right after it. But no, I thought he played well defensively and did a lot of good things for our team.
Joey?
Matt, what's different about seeing Trent Frazier now, especially defensively, versus those first few years he was in the league?
He just knows what's going on. He knows everything. Kind of a savant in that way. Just knows play calls, knows the little things, just a good two-way player. Like a lot of times guys that can score, when they come in here, now you got to like really change a lot of things to teach them team defense, know what's going on. But when's the buy-in coming? Like you could see a couple years ago, the buy-in was, right away. First couple years, it wasn't as much. I thought he was still good at it, but it just takes a little bit of time. By the time you get it figured out, you're normally done in college. But for him, like obviously he plays 5 years. It's a weapon, because a lot of times guys that can shoot, when they don't shoot, like it affects other things. With him, I don't think it affects other things. I still think he's trying to lead them and take care of the basketball and then defend. He's a really good defender, and he understands kind of what makes them tick, but he also understands what makes the opponents tick. Then he tries to disrupt, and not let you do what you want to do.
Alec here on the left.
Hey, Coach, kind of a big picture question. Obviously, today's win does a lot for you guys in the Big Ten championship race.
Right.
How do you guys see this shaping out? Because obviously today was a battle between two really good teams.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. That's a good question. Obviously we have a lot of basketball still to play. You're going to have to take care of home court. They obviously stubbed their toe today. We stubbed our toe against Wisconsin. So we both have a home loss. And you just, you want to be able to win your home games. Coach Katie used to talk about win all your home games and split on the road. And he says if you do that, you're going to be in position that last week of the season. So that was his theory, and he won 6 of them. So we're going to stick with it. But that's about the recipe for it. Can you do it in this league this year at 16-4 or 15-5? A couple years ago it was 14-6. I don't know if it quite gets to that, but it could. You never know. You never know how it is. That's why each game's so important. And the thing that we've tried to do with our guys is just make them realize how hard every game is, no matter who you're playing. It's just difficult to win one game and then enjoy it. So like for us, we got 3 games in a week, and we got to make up a game at some point too. So you play on Monday, we're going to play on Thursday on the road, we're going to play on Sunday, and then so we have a tough swing here with the people we're playing and bunched up. But after a while, guys don't want to practice very much either, and so they'd rather play some games. So this is also a fun time too.
Anything else for Coach? All right, thank you, Matt.
Thanks, guys.
We'll have Plummer and Bosman's Verdunk from Illinois. We have a couple of minutes before they'll get up here, so maybe. I don't know, they're getting dressed, so they went in and showered before coming up here. Just a 2-player show. Oh, you'll probably get a chance with him at some point.
Cool.
Anybody else need a sample? Did you get one yet? Oh, yeah.
You what? Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll start with questions for the players. We'll start with Rob here in the front.
Ben, you first, and then Alfonso. Is there a single moment from that game that you'd like to have back?
Single moment. I mean, I went 0 for 2 from the line. I mean, there were a lot of situations, I guess, where we could have made a better play, made a better decision. You know, in a game like this, every possession counts. Played 2 overtimes. You know, I think throughout the entire game, you start looking back and you watch film, like, if you break it down, like, you're going to see play for play, things we could have done better. So, yeah, for me, what sticks out is my missed free throws because that can't happen. They're free. But, yeah, there were things throughout the entire game that, yeah, especially when we're going to look back at it, I wish we could, like, do over and execute the right way.
To me, I feel like my shot selection in the first half, I feel like I was like shooting like bad shots, and I took like I was missing a lot of shots. I feel like if I like make have at least like half of them, I will help the team, you know, to be more consistent in the offensive side. So,
Joey.
For each of you, Ben, if you could start, what did having Andre back out there mean to you guys as a team, and then Alfonso, if you could after?
I miss having him on the court. He's a valuable part of a team. Like, he has helped us win a lot of games. And, you know, it has just been different without him. And, like, we have been doing good and we have been winning. But, like, as you saw, like, today, like, Andre is a tremendous player. And having him back just adds, you know, another weapon to our team.
Yeah, like Ben said, I feel like he's one of the best point guards in the nation. He can create a lot of stuff for us and for Kofi. I feel like he brings a lot of attention for other teams, so that's going to help us a lot down the stretch.
Alfonso, what did Ben mean to you guys tonight, playing 20 minutes, competing against Trevion and Zach Edey? What did he give you guys tonight?
Man, I'm proud of him, man. I'll probably not say it, but he been working out since day one, nonstop. He always in the first. He's the first one in the gym. Always listening to the coaches. I feel like the whole team is proud of him. He's been doing a great job. I just told him in the game, I said, your work is talking, so just keep doing it. And I know moving forward, it's going to be good for him, and we're going to be proud for him.
Alec.
Yeah, BBV, just looked like you played really hard. Can you just kind of explain your mindset or describe how you attacked today's game when you were in there, especially in the second half and overtime?
It's like I said, like earlier in the season, it's that next man up mentality and always staying ready. And that's how I approach every game because, you know, you never know what happens, never know when Kofi might get in foul trouble, and I'm here to play my role, and my role is to step in and provide a spark whenever that's needed. And that's how I approach every game.
In the middle here.
Big question for Alfonso. So, Alfonso, in the second half, you definitely picked it up. What was that mindset for you going down the stretch?
I feel like I have to help the team. A lot of guys wasn't like making shots, and somebody had to step up, you know, help them. Because I know Purdue got a lot of shooters. Sasha was making shots. I feel like somebody in our team had to step up, and I just said my mindset was like, stay focused, keep shooting with the confidence, and I know it's going to go in the next one. And it happened really well.
Jeremy?
It's for both you guys. You fell short twice against two top 5 teams, but you took them down to the wire. What have you learned about yourselves in those 2 games, especially tonight?
Just keep fighting, man. Like, I feel like it was a good game for us. They a really good team. They top 10 in the nation, so I will give them credit. We're just gonna keep fighting and keep getting better in practice. And I know at the end of the season we're gonna be way better and we're gonna be ready for that tournament.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, like Fonzo said, like they're a good team, and I think that even though it's a loss and a loss hurts, like I think we showed the world, like we showed the entire country that we belong,
That we're now top 25. We top 10.
Yeah, in my opinion, we're top 2, not 2, and obviously we have to prove that first, but. Yeah, I think this motivates us even more because a loss stings, but double overtime, we're right there. So we take what we have to take from it and learn and go forward.
Andy.
Alfonso, I know this game didn't really go how you wanted it to, but it seems like you've kind of come a long way in the last 5 years from college in Arizona. What's that kind of journey been like, and how is it kind of having this kind of a moment on this kind of stage?
I just feel grateful. I've been fighting my whole life to play in this stage. I feel like I'm grateful and I'm blessed. I'm just like, it was a long way. A lot of people don't know my story, but probably one day I'm going to tell them, and probably it's going to serve to inspiration to the young kids. But I'm just grateful, man, and I'm just keep moving forward and just doing the same thing that I did since day one.
Yeah, this is for the both of you guys. Obviously, today's game had some implications for the Big Ten title race. I know that's one of your guys' big goals. What do you take away from today as you guys continue to chase a Big Ten championship?
Yeah, same thing. Like it's a very long season, and we play in the best conference in the world, best conference in college basketball, and it doesn't happen that teams go undefeated. It's like Coach said, one can turn into 2, but in this conference, like. Losing happens, and I'm not saying it's okay. Like it's okay to lose, but our goal is still our goal to win to win the Big Ten championship. And I think this is just part of the journey.
Yeah, we're not sad. We just I know we're gonna learn from it. It's a loss, but it's not a bad loss. We're still 6-1. We're still on top in the Big Ten.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna watch film and see what's up. See what we can get better for the next time we play them.
That's for both of you guys. I know you guys are down double digits. The crowd's reaction helping you guys, motivate you guys. What does that say about the fight in the team and double overtime and overtime? You guys fought hard.
The entire arena was going crazy. Our fans supported us, and that energy is super important. It's a game of runs, and when the other team is making a run, it's often hard to bounce back. But we create our own energy, and then the fans add so much to that that allowed us to fight back.
Yeah, we got the best fans in the nation for sure.
Question for you, Ben. So you talked about, how this experience was for you in this ball game. What are you going to take away from this game that you'll be able to replicate down the stretch?
I think the biggest thing was to, energy. That's really what I do at this right now is being an energy player and then playing defense, playing hard, and it's easy to get caught up in doing the other stuff and looking at the stat sheet and I gotta score the ball more, but really the way I help us is by playing hard, and today I take today as a confirmation of that. Although we lost, a lot of good things happen if you play hard. That's what I take from it. Joey?
Ben, I just want to follow. You played 8 minutes since the calendar turned to 2022, and you come in against the number 4 team in the country and 2 of the top bigs in the Big Ten. How do you not allow the moment to kind of overwhelm you, just given what it was?
Yeah, it's I'm with the guys every day, and like I prepare the same way as everybody else, as the guys that play, a huge amount of minutes, and like I said, like it's that next up mentality constantly, and I can't, I'm trying to stay in the moment, because it is easy to like get caught up in it's a huge game, and it's a lot of fans up there, but like that's just something I can't let happen, like all the emotion, like it comes afterward, but once it's time to play, like it's time to play, and I'm trying to focus and stay locked in.
Has that emotion hit now, and if so, what is it?
Yeah, definitely. Like the hurt of a loss is there's nothing like it. Like how do I? Yeah, it's hard to explain, but there's a lot of emotion that is released after a loss, like after a game in general, and that's when things start hitting. But obviously, take the good with the bad and stay composed. But after the game is the time to, go over what happened if that's necessary.
Okay. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
All right,
Coach Underwood out in the hallway.
Yeah, Colonel stuff.
I understand it happens.
High-level game. Very good game. Two very good basketball teams. I thought that I'm extremely proud of our group. I thought we showed some resilience. We played 30 minutes without Kofi, 31 minutes without Kofi, or whatever that was. We gave up 34 shots to their post players, was I'm fine with. I thought the young man that was sitting up here, Benjamin Verdonk, was about everything that we want our program to be about: the fight, the competitiveness. I think Trevion Williams is one of the best players in our league, and he shot 33% today. And down 13, they went on a huge run. The flagrant foul kind of ignited a run for them. We've got to do a better job of playing, and stopping those plays. I thought we got a big basket before the half, but down 7 with a couple minutes to go. I liked our team's resilience. We gave ourselves a chance. We didn't do enough little things, and there's situational things that we've got to, we got to clean up. We gave up a couple layups just off an action that we covered so many times. We gave up backdoor cuts. You can tell they're a veteran team. And Purdue's as good a basketball team. They're the best basketball team we've played. And then I thought Sasha was elite today, and we've had a pretty good job on him for the most part in the last few years, and today he was a difference. But you can't foul and put guys on the line 32 times. Huge discrepancy there at the line. And but I'm very, very proud. We grew as a basketball team today. Obviously, seeing number 5 back out there, he's literally practiced twice. I had an idea going in. I'd play him 6 to 8 minutes. He's in horrific shape, horrible shape, but he's a very good athlete. You're talking about a young man who's done very little in the last 6 to 8 weeks, and impacted the game at a pretty high level. So, we'll continue to work that piece back in. But it's nice to have an All-American guard find his way back into your program.
Joey?
Brad, when was Andre cleared, and when did it I know you practiced him twice, but when did you know he was going to be available? And then was there a point where you realized that the 6 to 8 minute idea you had was probably out the window?
Well, I think that we found out, he's been to specialist here, and then obviously went to see some people outside of this area that were specialists. We had to see, like I've said all along with him, everything's a reaction to what he does that day. And once we got by that, we got to go ahead. He didn't have problems in practice, so which is the first time that's happened. So again, he played way better than I expected, played way more than I expected. It was the flow of the game. We talked before the game about just being honest with me and don't hurt your team, because of your conditioning and foolish pride. And we took him out the start of one of the overtimes. He couldn't find his lungs. So again, we'll keep working on that.
Jeremy?
Brad, what did Kofi struggle with getting fouls? I know one of them probably didn't like, but what does he need to do in these high-level games for you guys?
Stay on the court would help, but again, I thought that the improvement of Zach Edey's been through the roof. He's right shoulder, left shoulder, going both ways, and again, it's they threw a few doubles at him, which we've handled all year. That's okay. I think tonight was just night he didn't get in a very good rhythm. The early fouls, and when you don't play in a rhythm and you set for a long period of time, and I made a decision. He'd set so long in the first half, and when he got his third, I was going to leave him out there, and we were, unfortunately got his fourth, but that's you have those games occasionally, and we're not going to get to where we want to go with him setting 30 minutes. That's for sure. He's never been in foul trouble. He never, and again, tribute those guys. There's 34 field goal attempts, so we know where their emphasis was.
Alec?
Yeah, Coach, I asked this to the players and Coach Painter as well. Obviously, major goal for you guys is to win the Big Ten championship. What does today's game kind of tell you, or you can describe what's this mean in your chase for a Big Ten title, maybe?
We're pretty good. So are they. This is the best league in the country. Everybody's got a loss now. We had 4 last year at 16-4. Nobody's going to go undefeated. Can't let one loss turn into 2. But like I said, we got better today. Benjamin Verdonk and his fight and his competitiveness, and in a day we didn't have Coleman Hawkins. Coleman's got the flu and was thrown up before the game, halftime, and tried to play. And in a game when Andre Curbello's just coming back off a long hiatus, we're a good basketball team. So are they.
Here in the middle.
Hey, Coach, in the spirit of this being Dr. King Day, we'd like to get your thoughts on his legacy and what it means to you.
Yeah, it's I got a nice pair of shoes on that I think that hate doesn't. What's his quote? Hate doesn't eliminate hate. Love does, and to me that stuff reigns very true, and it couldn't be any more important in our culture and our society today. And both teams wore shirts to how important that is, and to recognize that, and we should never forget. And so to get 2 teams that are fighting and competing at a very, very high level on this day was just pretty fitting.
Brad, what allows Benjamin, his character, his game, to go out there after playing, I think, 8 minutes over the last 4 games and battle with some of the best big men in the country?
Well, he goes against one every day in practice. That helps. And he is as strong as you can possibly get. He's got tremendous strength. And, to not let guys back you down, to fight for position. The other thing is he's a very high IQ player. You saw him deflect some passes. He didn't just stay behind. He was moving one side, moving the other. And, then I thought he did a really good job on Williams. We kind of laughed and kidded, that he hadn't shot a ball with his left hand all year until today. He made one, but because he hadn't gone over that shoulder, no one's ever guarded him. And so I thought we did a nice job with that. Ben just fights, man. The play, he didn't get the rebound. There was a loose ball, and he dove on the floor to keep it alive. Those are winning plays, man. That's how you win.
Outside of the conditioning level, what stood out most about Andre in his time out there?
It's just amazing how he impacts everybody else. He didn't turn the ball over, I don't think. I think that we've kept Trent on the ball a lot. We're looking with a lot more actions with Bello off of it, especially until he gets back into really good shape, because it's exhausting to guard. It's exhausting to have the ball in your hand all that time. But he made some nice shots, made some nice plays, and as he continues to elevate players and his teammates, that's what he does absolutely the best.
Paul? It's thought that Jaden Ivey is maybe the top NBA draft prospect in the entire league. Almost had a double-double today, doing it mostly at the line. What makes him such a special player and so tough to game plan and defend against?
No, he's got Russell Westbrook athleticism. And as his game continues to grow, I thought DeMonte did a great job today. Keeping him away from his three. Again, as long as we were forcing him into twos, I thought we fouled him too much. But as long as we forced him into twos, we were going to be fine. And but he's a really good player. He's very talented. This league's got really good wings, and him and Davis and the young man in Nebraska is as good as any we've seen. So this league's got good players, and he's sure one of them.
Joey?
We saw Luke Goody with some early tick. Was that related to Coleman's flu, or has Luke been continuing?
No, he's been great, and we knew that if they doubled, Luke shoots the eyes out of it. He was terrific, and I probably should have went back to him a little bit in the second half. But Luke's competitive. He's high IQ. He's not afraid to stick his nose in there, and I thought he did a really good job on Gillis in the first half. Just little things keeping him off the glass.
Anything else? All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.